Viewers, I'm very delighted to be here with Robyatt at the heart of the Robyatt audio listening suites here in upstate Pennsylvania. This is the first you guys have seen this room, and wait till you see what Robin's going to show us today. So, hey, we're going to start with some Art Dudley, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. When my very good friend and your friend Art Dudley passed away, unfortunately, it was a great loss for the audio world.
Great loss, yeah.
I contacted his widow, Janet, and his daughter, Julia, and I gave them help with selling a lot of his old equipment off because they knew nothing about it because we're all nutcases. Anyway, so I decided to buy Art's Garrard, beloved Garrard 301, and I then took his whole cartridge collection and sold them to people that wanted to own a great cartridge.
Robin, thank you for doing that. That's a great thing to do, man.
Yeah.
Just a great thing.
So I did that, but I kept the turntable. I use it for my mono system now. Every time I play it, I think of Art with fondness and happy memories.
Well, we'll get a close-up of that in just a moment, viewers. Then we're going to focus on some great new amps from England that you've just received.
Right, they've just been, these are actually older, this is D&M, Dennis Moorcroft design. He's been around since the 70s. He's one of the first people to use 3D printed circuit boards in audio equipment.
Really? Huh.
He instituted star grounding. He invented the T4 capacitor, which he sold about 350,000 of them to Rotel. And that attributed a lot to the very popular Rotel sound.
Really? Okay.
He's a firm believer in less metal is better, so everything is made of a special acrylic glass. All the connectors are DIN. He believes in widely spaced low capacitance cables, all designed to his specs. And as I said, this has been around since the 70s.
And then we have, but this is new though.
So this is the very latest.
Yeah,
this is probably the best preamplifier I know. This is the 3D6. He started with the 3A, now we're at the 3D. It has 6 power supplies, 2 for the line stage, 4 for the phono stage. It can incorporate either 1 or 2 moving magnet or 2 moving coil phonos. Has a full tape loop, has a direct input, 2 auxiliary inputs, a phenomenal Class A headphone amplifier. It's just a beautiful piece of equipment and is the heart of the D&M system. The amplifiers, though, are an older model. Those are PA3s, but Dennis bought PA2s. Sorry, Dennis bought those up to spec for me. Those are no longer available, but he's shortly going to be coming out with a 100-watt amplifier, which is what these are. Normally I sell this D3 preamplifier with the P3S 23-watt current delivery amplifier that you've heard before, Peter,
yes, I have.
At the audio
At the audio center.
which runs the quads perfectly. To be honest with you, it's a bit more than's needed for these quads.
Yeah, and before we talk about the quads, we have a turntable we're going to talk about, and then we'll get a close-up of that. So just a little overview before we close up on it.
Okay, that's a Commonwealth 16A. Commonwealth came from Australia. They were idler drive broadcast turntables. They were meant to be put in a radio station, turned on and never turned off. It's run off of an industrial 1800 watt power supply. It's in slate from a local Pennsylvania slate quarry on a sheet of slate on electron microscope air bearing cable, because this is a pretty wide open sprung floor, so you need that. And then the tone arm is a Schroeder BA, made, which I import from Frank Schroeder in Germany. And on the front end is a Czar DST version 2, my very favorite phono cartridge that I've heard.
Very cool, and then we're going to do a quad demo today. So we're going to start with these.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So these are quad 57s, probably unlike any 57 you've seen before. They are restored by Electrostatic Solutions of Kansas City, Missouri. Kent McCullum, he does the best electrostatic restoration in the world. He spent 25 years getting it right. They are the ultimate realization of quad speakers. You've seen me on Peter's videos and audio shows demoing with standard framed quad 57s
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even in the past 63s. These differ in as much as they use the same 2 micron mylar film that Kent uses in all his restorations. They have upgraded electronics, the best of the best. And the thing that really sets them apart, they are in bespoke 2-inch thick solid maple frames. A custom furniture maker, master furniture maker I should say, he vacuum glues them, they're biscuited, screwed. The regular speaker I think is about 35 pounds, these things weigh about 75 pounds.
Wow, big difference. Big
Takes
difference
the
here,
quad
Wow.
to its ultimate realization. So these are Robyatt Audio Quad 57s, only available in this iteration from Robyatt Audio. A little later on you're also going to see the Robyatt Audio 63, again restored by Electrostatic Solutions, using all the tricks that he knows, and it's the ultimate realization of the 63. If you like quads, there is no better pair of 57s or 63s that you will ever hear.
Well, we're going to be listening to them in a little while. Viewers, let's break away and have Robin do a kind of a more of a close-up walkthrough of the system. We'll switch over. We'll have Robin do that. Then we're going to set up the microphones and we're going to listen to these.
Yes?
Then we're going to go and we're going to put the 63s in. So.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are at Art Dudley's turntable. Let's take a look.
Certainly. So Art made this, actually, I'm pretty sure you can read about it in some of his older columns. It's made of multi-layer ply. He got the veneer from Chris Harbin at Woodsong and veneered it himself. It's a Garrard 301. I added the strobe light, and this is a Bokrund tone arm, and in it is the Miyajima Infinity Mono, 16 grams of pure mono heaven. On a very rare Bosquem head shell from Japan. But I use this solely for my mono setup.
It's beautiful. And I mean, if this was mine, every time I drop a needle, I'd probably think a little bit of art.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe raise a glass to art.
That's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very special thing to have. Congrats for supporting everybody up there and taking care of some of these audio products for Janet. That's a really good thing to do.
Thanks, Peter.
Yep. And so what do we have over here behind you?
Okay, this is an Australian, as I said, broadcast turntable. This is the Commonwealth 16A. Very rare. The best turntable I've ever owned and actually ever heard. It's an idler drive. It's running at 220 volts, 50 hertz, from this big 1800 watt industrial power supply. On the front end is the Czar DST version 2, and this is a very unique Schroeder BA. If you watch this,
oh yeah, look at it move back and forth. Yeah,
it moves back and forward. This is a Frank Schroeder's version on the old RS Labs tone arm, which is now long gone. It has a magnet in the wooden tone arm and a magnet in the head shell, and they attract each other. But it has enough movement to allow the cartridge not only to follow in the groove, so you get far less tracking distortion, it allows the bass to dissipate in a way that it doesn't feed back extraneous information into the tone arm. And it makes, as you'll hear, a major difference. It's a unipivot. The back of the arm takes stub weights for different weighted cartridges. I mean, this is a very heavy cartridge, so I have a big stub weight on that.
Got it.
That runs into the production Merrill Yens. I also, on the other side, on my Commonwealth 12D, the 12-inch version of this, have a pre-production Merrill Yens. Well, actually, it was just the Yens then. It was designed by a Danishman called Jens Varley. It's my favorite phono stage. Solid state, only for moving coil, absolutely phenomenal.
And then on the floor here, we do have the power supply.
That's correct.
Yep.
And the phono stage is sat on an old Halcyonics vibration base.
No, there you go. Okay, let's move over here, Robin.
Certainly. Well, I've outlined the D&M, 100 watts a channel, pure class A, solid state, my favorite electronics. When you buy this, you buy into the whole concept. So it comes with his DIN plugs and his thinly spaced solid core speaker cable. But when you buy a D&M system, you get all your cables included. Whatever length speaker cable you need, all the jacks, whatever interconnection you need, all come included with the system. I tend to sell D&M to investment bankers, art gallery owners, jewelers, people that love music but are not into audio and want to buy the best sound they can and never have to think about it again.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, for me, it's my reference system with my reference loudspeakers in my home.
Beautiful.
I must mention just underneath is the very first Rogue's Use from our good friend Mark O'Brien. That's the first one he ever made. I'll never sell it. I use that when I use my home theater setup in the room.
Which drops down.
Yeah, I have a screen here.
Yeah.
And we watch movies up here. It's my wife's favorite part of the room.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Well, let's take a closer look at the speakers here. Okay, here we go.
So as you can see, look at the thickness of this maple. It's solid. I mean, the speaker is...
No kidding. Look at
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It just takes the quad, which is by all accounts the greatest audio product in history. It just takes it to its ultimate conclusion. You're locking the panels in a much heavier, tighter frame. It gives the sound definitely more distinction, more snap. The bass is tighter, it's deeper. I mean, it's not a monumental difference, but if you love quads, this is the ultimate realization of quads.
Well, we were listening for the past 2 hours, and it's got impact and punch, and if you think quads don't do bass, wait to hear our listening session.
Absolutely.
Boom,
There's
boy,
no
boom.
subwoofer on this system.
Yeah, boom. It's just great. I mean, and the room, it's just a beautiful room.
Yeah, I have a very unusual turntable over there. That is a Gale 2101. This turntable, the actual turntable was Sal Wynn's. It was in Audio Review, and it was in Playboy. And I have a copy of both of those magazines.
And this is the actual one.
Yep, it's direct drive. It has quartz lock 33, or you can do from 1 to 99 speed via this very unique controller here. So it's very, very...
Yeah, a little bit of a look at it there, viewers.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one. I couldn't afford one as a kid. Elton John had one, Bruce Willis, people like that. And then I got in my later life to be able to afford to buy one. And I use it all the time. I love it.
Wow.
A TAC tape machine. This is for a new project of Robyatt Audio. I will be importing, hopefully early next year, the ultimate tape head preamplifier from Hachidori in Japan. It will be a full function, fully adjustable tube tape head amp with a phono stage built in.
That's a striking.
And this machine, I didn't need top electronics because I'm going to use the outboard electronics. It's going to have a flux head put in by John French, and we're hoping that this will be the ultimate tape reproduction available.
Very cool. Well, we also have another table over here.
This is the Commonwealth 12D, the more common one, with the Glance 124 on it and an Audifon SPU Sentry, which is my favorite SPU, and then the Schroeder CB I import with a Miyajima Destiny stereo cartridge.
Beautiful
Wonderful table.
Yeah, beautiful.
As good as it gets, unless of course you happen to be lucky like myself and own the 16A. And there's the pre-production Yens.
Down there, viewers. And that's
it's so good I have 3 of them.
Well, my favorite part of this is of the review and the visit is the listening session. And what we're going to do, viewers, is we're going to play a number of tracks on the first set of quads, and then we're going to move over to the 63s.
Absolutely.
I'm going to play the same track so you can compare and contrast.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Ken McCullum generally prefers 63s. I generally prefer 57s. I could happily live with both. The 63 is a later design by Peter Walker.
I know.
It's probably a more transparent, more open, more neutral speaker. But because of it, the way it's designed, it doesn't play with the dynamics and the explosive weight that the 57 does. So you have to pick which one suits you better.
Well, the thing to do is to own both.
I do.
Okay, well, let's do some listening.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I've asked Robin to go and cue up the first album here, and look at his t-shirt. Quad, how cool.
In
Okay.
quad green.
Beautiful. Let's drop that. Here we go.
listen to my mistakes, shouting when I wake, wondering how I ever got myself here. True, there were times we laughed so hard we fell. Then there was the innocence that we never betrayed. All the times I slept by your side, I never could tell that our time would come to an end. You said love ended and I let you be my happiness. Your happiness will always be mine. Cry 'cause I miss you, miss you 'cause I cry. I cry 'cause I miss you, miss you 'cause I cry. Smoldering ashes, bitter tears. I listen to my mistakes, shouting when I wake, wondering how I ever got myself here. Smoldering ashes, bitter tears. Smoldering ashes, bitter tears. True, there were times we laughed so hard we fell, and our innocence we never betrayed. We knew how it felt to be free. We've forgotten how we lived, and now our selfishness wins. I recall all our broken dreams, and dreams we never dared to dream. Cry 'cause I miss you, miss you 'cause I cry. I cry 'cause I miss you, miss you 'cause I cry.
We are the stars which sing. We sing with our light. We are the birds of fire. We fly over the sky. Our light is a voice. We make a road for the spirit to pass over. For the spirit to pass over. make a road for the spirit to pass over. For the spirit to pass over.
Solutions, Quad 63s.
awake, wondering how I ever got myself here. True, there were times we laughed so hard we fell. Then there was the innocence that we never betrayed. All the times I slept by your side, I never could tell that our time would come to an end. You said love ended and I'll let you be my happiness. Your happiness will always be mine. Cry 'cause I miss you. Miss you 'cause I cried. I cry 'cause I miss you. Miss you 'cause I cried. Smoldering ashes, bitter tears. I listen to my mistakes, shouting when I wake, wondering how I ever got myself here. Smoldering ashes, bitter tears. Smoldering ashes, bitter tears. True, there were times we laughed so hard we fell, and our innocence we never betrayed. We knew how it felt to be free. We've forgotten how to live, and now our selfishness wins. I recall all our broken dreams, and dreams we never dared to dream. Cry 'cause I miss you. Miss you 'cause I cried. I cry 'cause I miss you. Miss you 'cause I cried.
We are the stars that sing. We sing with our light. We are the birds of fire. We fly over the sky. Our light is a voice. We make a road for the spirit to pass over. For the spirit to pass over. dog like the wind, wrapped in luminous wings. We make a road for the spirit to pass over, for the spirit to pass over.
Wow, I mean, I cannot believe these systems, these speaker systems. That Dead Can Dance that we just played, my goodness gracious, the difference between the 57 and the 63, very apparent. As soon as the 63 came on, I go, ooh, that's very detailed.
Yes.
Oh, that's very transparent. Lots of detail in the soundstage. But I like the 57 better. And then Robin, and Terry was in a listening session too, they said, oh, I like the 63 better on the Dead Can Dance. So there you go. Go figure. I mean,
right.
Remember?
Yeah, and that's really, they have the same incredible tonality and coherence.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The 63 is a more transparent speaker. It's less colored than the 57, but it doesn't have the dynamics.
Right.
It doesn't have the SPLs that the 57 has, and it will not play as loud. The protection circuit in the 63 will cut in, unlike the 57 where, because of the way Kent builds them, you're able to drive them with very powerful amplifiers and never worry about them. So there's you know, it's horses for courses. If you're not a headbanger, there is no better speaker than the 63.
It's so detailed. So detailed.
But if you like your music and it's you have a wide range of taste, then the 57 is probably a better choice. I still think the 57, in terms of all loudspeakers, suspends reality and gives you a window on the performance like no other loudspeaker ever made, which is why they made 60,000 odd pairs of them, and why it's still voted the #1 audio product of all time.
Of all time. And the second track we played, what's the lady's name again?
That's Malia.
Malia, yeah.
With Boris Plank, who is one half of Yellow, the Swiss.
That's why we have that beat going in that. And I'll tell you, I liked it. I liked the 63 a little bit better on that track. And go figures. And I think that you didn't.
The secret is buy both.
That's right.
I'd also like to mention these stands. These are the they're almost the exact same specs as the factory stands, the stand and deliver factory stands, but they're made of solid walnut to match the solid wood top and base plate. But the factory stands tilted them back slightly. We made them that they have quarter-20 caps on the bottom. You can tilt them back if you want, or you can have them the way we played them today, which is the way I much prefer them, 90 degrees straight up and down. But you have the choice, and they come with the speakers.
How about that? And you said it work in progress, design process.
The secret. Yes, we're working on a 63 subwoofer. I have a designer in Japan helping me. We're not
Wow.
going to do like the original Gradient, which was too slow and wumpy for the 63. We're looking at a design that will be the same size as you see this stand, but it will extend out the back with an integrated woofer.
So that'll give you the cabinet space.
Plate amplifier.
Wow.
And as I said, I have a designer helping me with that. I'm just okay with the aesthetics. I know a little, but I'm dangerous that I don't know enough. So I've hired a top flight designer to help me produce a subwoofer for the 63s.
Well, I'll tell you, this is the compare and contrast today. Her voice, it was just through the 57s. It just filled the whole room, and it was just it was like I was floating in space almost.
That's it. Yeah,
Floating
it suspends reality.
Suspends reality.
And this D&M equipment, I import Miyajima, and the Miyajima OTL sounds stunning on it. Actually, more people prefer the OTL tube sound on the quads than prefer the solid state. I just think this D&M, you are forced to sit up and pay attention like being at a live event. This doesn't wash over you and you fall asleep listening to wonderful music. You have to sit there and pay attention. And that's why, for me, D&M with quads, there is nothing better. And in fact, Dennis Moorcroft designed, his original designs were all done referencing quad 57s.
Well, this has been a spectacular tour and visit today and review of really the heart of Robyatt audio. I mean, this is the heart of it. And we have the videos that you can look down in the description, click on the Robyatt showcase, see all of the videos below. But this room, this is the room. Can I move in?
Yes.
He said yes because
You've got to bring your own beer.
Well, viewers, thank you very much for tuning in today. Please click and subscribe. You're going to get more super cool videos of the most exotic audio equipment in the world. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Robyatt Audio.
Thank you.
AVShowrooms. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.